I just realized why it was called the Andy Squared Podcast.
Welcome to the Andy Squared Podcast with our first guest, Cole Mueller.
I'm Cole Mueller. I'm born and raised here in San Diego, and I'm the founder of Maniball Tequila.
Cole is also a luxury home builder, and we're here on site at one of his projects.
Restaurants, obviously the beach, close to Torrey Pines. Sorry, your island right here. This will be your dining. There'll be like kind of the sliding. It's 5,500 living, and then you got about another 500 of the patio, which is living.
All right, welcome to the Andy Squared Podcast. I'm Andy Kaiser.
My name is Andy Iglesias.
And we've got the honor of having Cole Mueller here. Our podcast, we're really trying to showcase entrepreneurs, whether in real estate, finance, a lot of different endeavors, but guys who are really putting themselves out there and doing something special. And Cole's a guy in not just within real estate, but also in a lot of other arenas, is doing some special things. So we have the honor of having him today, and we're going to jump into it. Cole Mueller here in the building today at his building.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
So here we are showcasing Cole Mueller. He is a San Diego native. He is also a house developer, and he's also the founder of Maniball Tequila. Cole is also an extremely athletic guy. He is doing a big challenge coming up in August, running 100 miles. We want to get him on the pod and ask him how the heck he got to where he's at, learn more about your business, your goals, and kind of tell us your story of how you even got to the point where you're at now.
Yeah. I just realized why it was called the Andy Squared Podcast. The names are Andy. I put that together first. I was like, oh, I knew his name was Andy. Okay. Good.
Yeah, Andy Kaiser, Andy Iglesias. We got Cole Mueller.
Makes sense. Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Awesome.
I guess we'll start off. What's kind of your day-to-day right now? You're 26. You have your hands in multiple companies. How do you find the time, and what's like your schedule these days?
Yeah, I think it's being an entrepreneur, you're working all the time at different various parts throughout the day. There's never such thing as like, it's the weekend, you're not going to do anything all weekend. So it's just about maximizing your time, scheduling important things, and then getting those things done, and still fitting the other things in that you want to do, like your social life, personal life, and athletic life maybe. And but I think for me, it's like having everything in the calendar organized, and you're just always kind of on it. And so even when you're on vacation or the weekend comes up, you're still fitting in emails or meetings or going places, things like that. You're never kind of turning off that entrepreneurial business owner mindset. So I think that's what kind of leads to overall success, if you're trying to go that route.
Have you always felt that you were an entrepreneur? Like, I know people grow up and start lemonade stands or sell school or food at school. Like, what was your first business per se?
Yeah, growing up, I was pretty much into sports for the most part, and then kind of took baseball to a higher level. And so I was playing baseball literally all year round, 24/7. That was in high school, and then moving into college. Pretty much 9 hours a day playing baseball in college. And then
You're at UCSB?
Yeah. And then when the season was over, they would send you off to somewhere in Canada or the East Coast or the Midwest, and you'd go play baseball for 3 months all summer too. So I just pretty much did that, all year round. And but I think having that kind of 9 to 5 environment, which was playing a D1 sport at UC Santa Barbara, where you had your schedule every day. You woke up, you had weights at 6, classroom 8 to 12. 12 to 6 you had practice, and then 6 on you were studying, or so we're going to the cage and getting more time in. So I think that's what led to kind of like the discipline, that networking ability, meeting all these guys, super driven people, being around that kind of mindset and mentality, which then I think, as you see with other athletes too, I think it leads into the business world. When people get out of playing sports, it really jumpstarts them because they have all those habits that they've developed, in college and from playing that sport, which is why I think you see a lot of athletes having success in the entrepreneurship realm.
Yeah. So jumping from baseball into everything that you're doing now, you feel like it was a natural transition and it came quick, or was there kind of a moment where, hey, there's a lot of guys in their young 20s that, find that time to have fun and what else not? Was it something where you jumped and you're like, hey, like, I'm destined to do this, let's go make this happen? Or was there any sort of moment or time where you, like, the switch flipped?
I think there's definitely some, kind of getting out of college. I think it was when COVID was happening.
Yeah.
There was kind of a lull of just like, moving back to San Diego, and the world seemed to kind of stop. And I think in any entrepreneurial aspect, it's like there's a lot of just figuring out things for yourself. There's no like one way to do something. I've tried to figure out those ways. You learn from other people or what they're doing, but at the end of the day, it's like if you start a company, you start a business, you kind of have to figure it out as you go, and you take information from other people, but there's no like one playbook to doing it all, and you don't have all the answers, and there's going to be a lot of failures and retrials, and no one's like telling you what to do, no one's telling you how to do it. It's just like, and there's no one way to do it, so you kind of have to put your own twist on it. And it definitely takes time, and there's a lot of negative talk that comes up in your head, and you question yourself all the time. But I think just waking up every day and just kind of going for it, and just never giving up. If you never give up on what you're doing, then you can't fail. So, but also failing is a good thing too, because you learn a lot and you can adjust. And, so many people start businesses, they don't work out, but then that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th thing they do, that's the one. But if they didn't do those prior things, it never would have happened. So you see it with entrepreneurs all the time. It's not the first go around, and it's the second, it's the third, but it's just like the constant effort of just keeping it at it and just giving it your all. And I think just you wake up every day and it's a grind no matter what you're doing. It's like you're never satisfied. You're never stopping. For me, it's like that with like physical stuff. You do a race, you do this, and then it's like, hey, what's the next thing? You just gotta. You can only go up or down. You can never stay the same. So you might as well just keep going up.
Well, it's kind of like that syndrome when you get to the top of the mountain. You look around, it's like, all right, which other peak am I trying to get to? You're not satisfied.
I think there's always going to be competition. There's always going to be people doing crazier things than you're doing this, you're doing that. So it's like, I think the mentality is like you just can never be satisfied in like a healthy way. You got to have your time for yourself and to relax and do whatever you want to do. But I think you always have to have the foot on the gas in all aspects of life, and relationships and friends and family. Always just keep working on all those aspects and building those things.
It's a big balancing act. You're constantly balancing social life, all these different things that you want to do. You have all these ideas in your head going nonstop, and then plus you're managing everything else that's going on, right? So tell us specifically about Maniball. How long has that been around? What's your current status of it?
Here it is right here. Little mini shooters, but I started it. The idea came to me probably a year and a half ago.
You were fishing in Mexico.
I had another tequila company called Octavio. We started out kind of right after COVID. It was based around the idea of this small fishing town in Los Barriles, which is outside Cabo. It's a town my parents took me growing up all my life, and there was a bartender of this little palapa bar on the beach named Octavio that when the kind of tequila company decided to come about, we named the brand after him.
Nice.
For kind of like that lifestyle and like my upbringing and the memories I had of like my family going down there and having like some really good trips.
He must have been stoked about that.
He's got the merch, he's got the tequila. It's a really cool place. Highly recommend going there. But going back to like entrepreneur side, kind of diving into tequila space, realizing it's a super competitive market. There's so many brands. You see these celebrity brands, these high dollar brands coming out. You really need something to kind of stand out and give yourself an edge. And so I saw kind of a room or shift in the market for, tequila is obviously super popular. It's growing really fast. But hey, like, let's maybe do something different with tequila, put a twist on it that can now provide a new product to the consumer that they've never had. Peanut butter, super popular flavor among the masses in the U.S. I was allergic to peanut butter my whole life.
Really?
Until like 2 years ago. And then started eating it and consuming it. I was like, this is great. So I love tequila, love peanut butter. My buddy, we were, out in Miami hanging out, and one night he kind of brought up the peanut butter and the tequila idea to me, and with kind of my mind and how it works, I was like, I think I could do something with this. And I said, and what you do is kind of turn an idea into a concept, and a concept into reality. And over the course of just like bitten at it for 4 or 5 months, turned it into a product and then a brand. And
now you're in, I think, Total Wine.
Launched it in January. Main focus was just picking up accounts, getting the brand out there, doing events, getting people to know about it, seeing if people like the product, how it resonated with them. I found that they love the product.
The branding's incredible.
Yeah.
It catches your eye right away.
Yeah,
The coloring, everything's good.
Yeah, looking at color schemes, I wanted a product that kind of catered towards the American demographic. Didn't have like that typical like Hispanic style marketing. Just like an old kind of tequila brand. Wanted to see it on the shelf, and maybe the American population just saw it and was like, they just kind of intrigued their minds a lot more with the squirrel and the color schemes.
Oh, it's a squirrel.
Yeah, it's a squirrel.
Oh, that's sick.
Dare to go nuts is kind of like our tagline. So the brand
Dare to go nuts.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
I just wanted something funny and creative around
That's
the
sick.
brand, where it's like it's this lifestyle of like going nuts and having fun and kind of opening up
That's
your
awesome.
mind to like a world of different possibilities. It's like a great drink to like start the night with your friends out at the bar.
Yeah.
I just want it to be like a funny brand that everyone can laugh and enjoy. And at the end of the day, it's a peanut butter tequila, which kind of makes people curious, and you laugh and within themselves when they first hear that. So that's kind of the story behind that. And then Mani means peanut in Spanish, so wanted to create kind of a name that kind of rolled off the tongue, and Maniball. So
How many people pronounce Maniball versus Maniball?
it's mixed. Some people say Moneyball.
Pretty cool.
Just whatever you want to say. Yeah, I hit up the Oakland A's, about that recently. Trying to do something with like that whole movie they made would be a funny PR campaign or something. But
How do you go about
They get back.
they did. They, for some like legal reasons, they didn't. Or one guy was down, the others weren't. I don't know. But yeah.
So I've heard with alcohol sales that the hardest part is distribution and getting it on the shelves.
Yeah.
Would you say that was your hardest part with this, or
Yeah.
and how'd you manage that, kind of overcome that?
Having I think having a brand like this that's unique. We had a lot of distributors reaching out to us, which is the other way around. It's you reaching out to them. So that's helped out a lot, just being a unique brand that they don't have. So it kind of gets your foot in the door. I think our product and the branding stands alone too. So that aspect, but once you can get distribution, get partnerships, and kind of get all that going, it's kind of like a snowball effect, and then you get the right reps involved and they start selling your product. It gets into the on-premise accounts like bars and restaurants, and then once it's in there, people start seeing the brand. Then you start reaching out to like chains and stuff, and then trying to work on like Total Wines and Albertsons and places like that. But yeah, it is tough, to kind of penetrate. There's so many different brands.
Yeah.
It's really competitive. So it is a tough business to be in. It's a lot of relationships, a lot of politics.
And I'd imagine it's you kind of doing the outreach yourself, right? Because this is like your company.
Yeah, it's all just kind of networking with people, getting small wins every day. Getting maybe a hospitality group to make a cocktail, and then they put it on 6 of their restaurants.
Gotcha.
And then it's all kind of leverage then too. Once you can get into one chain, it can help you get into other chains, because you can tell that chain that, hey, so and so is carrying my product. So it's just kind of like keep building until hopefully the sales will then explode over time, from kind of a cultivation of like everything coming together.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part about Maniball so far?
I think my favorite part, I think it's just a really fun business. It's tequila. You're providing a product that people have fun with. They laugh. They make good memories together. No one really hates the guy selling or bringing tequila into a party.
Yeah.
So it's
Kind of makes it a legend.
yeah, it's a good way to start a conversation at a social event, or we do a lot of social events too. So you just meet a lot of people, network with a lot of.
I see you guys everywhere in San Diego.
Yeah, network with a lot of people in the industry. So I'm super connected with people all over: bar, restaurant owners, managers, bartenders, distributors. It's a really cool industry to be in. And then I think just seeing your product, like on the shelf at a place or in a chain, or you're at a random.
How does that feel when you like see it? In the
Yeah, it's cool
Yeah.
to see it grow. My buddy texted me like a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I saw one of your hats like at a thrift store in Alpine or something.
Yeah.
Just like random stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
we're in tons of different states even, and like I'll have friends that are like in Las Vegas or up in NorCal, and they see Maniball on a shelf in a random liquor store. I'm like, I didn't even know it was there, because we're in so many accounts now where it's like I don't even know where the product's sold.
That's awesome. So you're what, less than a year in on this?
Yeah.
Where do you see this going?
The plan is to keep growing it. I think over the next year, by next January we'll be a year in, and then hopefully by then, we're, and the brand's going well. And the goal is to essentially take it nationally and just have it everywhere over the course of 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and the goal then is to have it be a recognized brand among the masses, and you kind of see it along the similar lines of like a Fireball or something, just in terms of that category. And
Times Square, like up on the screen.
yeah, exactly. Maybe like a Super Bowl commercial, or we'll see. But
That would be dope.
I know there's certain markets where the product is doing really well, and we're just really tackling those markets. But
kind of leaning into the hot spots.
Yeah, and it's cool to see like people really do enjoy the product, and they have a lot of fun with it. So we are providing a product that is like kind of captivating the tequila space, giving people different options besides, the normal shot of tequila or margarita. We do like espresso martinis with this. People take it as a shot. They put whipped cream on it, PB&J shots. People put it on their pancakes and their ice cream. There's just a ton of fun things to do with it. So
very versatile.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I mean, I met a girl the other day that she likes to make cakes, and she wants to make like a boozy peanut butter Maniball cake with it. So she's gonna send me a photo, but there's just a ton of things you can do with it. So
endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you say keeps you motivated, both in the business arena and also just your own personal fitness arena? Like, what's your main motivator these days?
Yeah, I think for me, like in the business, I love just like building things, and there's so many downs throughout the day or week or month, but it's like those wins that come up, and then they remind you of like why you're doing this, or just see something being built and just kind of seeing it grow.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like a house like this. It started from a dirt lot or an old vacant home that no one lived in, and eventually it's going to turn into like this beautiful, state-of-the-art home that I'll drive by one day and be like, I built this or this or that.
Yeah.
There's a family that lives in it. So you have you're putting your own, at least in the real estate space, you're putting your own mark kind of on the community. Mm-hmm. You're building structures that, you did, or at least in this space, you're kind of diving into a subcategory of tequila, like a new genre of tequila, and you're kind of like the pioneer of that. And it's just, I think it's motivating to wake up and just kind of see the company growing bit by bit and seeing the progression, which, is just really satisfying, I think, for sure.
It's almost like you get addicted to that positive reward.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Definitely receive a boost of serotonin when good wins happen. You get into a chain, you see people in your company fired up, you're fired up, you have that instant motivational kind of push where now all of a sudden you're like, all right, let's take it a little step further now, like we're going good, things like that.
Well, I feel like you're creating memories with a product like that. Yeah. You're creating memories in real estate. Family's going to live here.
Yeah.
Raise their kids and all that. And then you're also creating jobs. You're helping the economy. People are like,
you're
doing
growing the economy.
You're growing the economy.
Absolutely vital.
Yeah, I mean, we're helping out with other distributors, right? If we're selling a lot of tequila, they're making a lot of money. There's so many different companies besides us. The retailers are making money. It's like there's so many different other realms of the company where if we're doing good, it feeds off everyone else too. Mm-hmm. And so many other people work for those companies as well. I think in like the personal space, like I'm really into like, fitness and doing hard challenges and things like that. And I think the rewarding things about those are, one, they're hard, two, you don't like doing them, and three, one, after you do finish them, you probably receive, at least from me, the most gratification of everything. Finishing a marathon or doing something, or even just the environments of like going to the gym, or it's really, I find a lot of like social interaction with people through that as well.
Great way to socialize.
Yeah, and you're around really good communities, healthy communities of positive people trying to better themselves.
Which San Diego has a huge community.
Yeah, some of my best friends are, people I work out with. We share a love for lifting, running, triathlons, just being around like wellness communities. Everyone's super positive. And
you've done a few Ironmans, right?
I've done a couple of halves. Yeah, I want to get into. I'll probably do a half full eventually in the next couple of years. But
Kaiser's also trying to do a full Ironman as well.
Yeah, I was into the triathlon during COVID. Like bought a.
This guy's done it.
Yeah,
back in Florida.
Yeah, I bought a road bike, put some TT bars in it. I did a couple halves, couple triathlons, and then as business started picking up, I started losing a lot more free time. I started getting more into running just because of the simplicity of it. You can go for an hour run, you get a great workout, and triathlons, you got to go to the pool, swim, bike. Your bike breaks down. It's just a lot harder to do.
Big time commitment.
Big time commitment. You really got to structure your day a lot more, and I just love the running. It's just, I mean, you see run clubs kind of going crazy right now too, and I remember my buddy started a run club here in Cardiff like a year ago called Coastal Run Club. It was
Oh,
like,
nice.
It was like a
I've
couple.
heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a
That's
couple of us, like I think 3 or
Yeah.
4 people, and now he gets like 200 people showing up. So
Wow.
good. Yeah, they do a great job.
they got sponsors at all their events. They do like these parties. They got like major brands
Super
involved.
fun.
And yeah, so I mean things like that. I love going to those as well. And like I said, the community and just kind of a great thing to add into your life. And I think health is kind of like, you know, it's kind of one of the forefronts, I think, which leads you to be successful in business. Because, you know, if you're disciplined in that aspect, people are also going to respect you in the business side. If you have a fit, you know, presence, and
Mhm.
they go get this person goes to the gym, they take care of themselves, they eat healthy. I'm going to respect them now to trust them in the business
That's
side.
so true.
So I think
Yeah.
you know we're all kind of like walking billboards and how you
Mhm.
like present yourself from a physical standpoint.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people do judge you pretty quickly based off that. So it's
Yeah.
like if you kind of have that side done, then it's gonna lead to so much success in the other areas.
Yeah.
And also just how you feel too. I just think you know if you're not healthy, if you're not feeling good, it's not
For me, that's why I work out these days.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to feel good.
Yeah.
I don't have like any crazy goals.
Mhm.
I just like to do it in the morning. Gets
Yeah.
me ready for work. My mind is clear.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
social.
Yeah.
There's so many benefits to it.
Yeah,
Everybody has their why. You
Yeah.
just gotta like, find what your why is.
Yeah, I see a lot of the successful entrepreneurs too. Like their main, they always take care of their health. You know, in the
Mhm.
morning. Whether that's even I'm not starting work till 9 or 10 a.m. It's because you know they're like I need to get to the gym. I need to do this, need to do that.
It's
If
a
I-
priority.
Yeah, they'll have a way better day and be more productive during the day, and they get that stuff done.
Total
And it's just you win the morning, you win the day. Like you get in there, I hit the gym, and when I'm in the gym, it's like all right, I hit this, I hit this, I hit this, I hit this, and then I'm good, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But then when you get to the work, it's like okay, I got to do this, 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 and you're already on the roll of getting things done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You feel better.
Yeah.
And if things come up at the end of the day and you've already got your workout in, then you're not freaking out. You're
Yeah.
going to do it later. So
Yeah.
for sure.
We should go for a run sometime.
Yeah. I know you guys ran 27 miles yesterday, but anytime, you know, we love
Go run in a big circle.
we love getting the miles in for sure.
And you got the 100 miler coming up this August.
Yeah, August 31st, we'll be running from Cardiff to Santa Monica. So if you want to come run with us on the 101 for 5, 10, or 100 miles, let us know. Inviting anyone out to come hang out with us for
It's gonna be gnarly.
some fun
Dude,
times.
I think I'm down.
Yeah, I just show up.
What's the date on that?
August 31st. There's three of us.
Fucking sign
I
up.
think we're out there.
We'll start right here in Solana Beach, and just start trekking our way up the 101, and we'll be eating a bunch of
Put me
acai.
in on it.
Yeah, we'll be eating a bunch
We'll do
of
it.
acai bowls
Yeah.
and sandwiches and electrolytes and getting sunburned, and I'm gonna try to not get sunburned.
How long does 100 miles take? That's
Dude, I have to do Zach
18
for the
hours.
UV index on that. That's gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our goal is gonna be between 24 and 30 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is my first one, so the goal is just to kind of get a nice fluid finish to it. Just do it.
for sure. You need to have that.
Yeah, we'll be running through the
Give me some
dark.
nights.
The
Yeah.
goal is to never stop for longer than like 10, 15 minutes to go to the bathroom, eat, and maybe take like a 5-10 minute nap.
Wow.
I've been looking into sleeping
Yeah.
and walking at the same time. I kind of hate this if you're running on the road, but yeah, I think if we start at 10, we'll obviously run all day.
Yeah.
The nighttime should be pretty interesting, I think. With, like the
Yeah.
headlights and
Probably start like hallucinating or something.
yeah, I prefer to get some people to come out and run different legs with us. I think it's always better just to have different faces in there to
For sure.
keep it fresh. It might get it's my 2 buddies. I love them, but you know they might get tired of them after a while. We might be getting it. So
We can do a second episode during the run.
yeah, like we'll be trucking along. Definitely won't be running that fast, so we can have conversations. But I know from what people say is like once you get into those 60, 70 miles, it's pretty brutal. So we'll be finding what we're made of.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the mental fortitude and grit that you gain from stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff carries on into everything you do.
Yeah,
Like you never forget the day you run 100 miles.
Yeah, I use that mentality for any physical. For me, it's always like the physical challenges. I think what really sets you apart and kind of satisfies me. And when I see myself do a marathon or even just getting through a workout that you really didn't want to do that day, when it's over, you're like, okay, I did that. Well, that was tough. Now I can go do this. And I don't want to do that, but this was way harder. So I feel like, if you can go do a challenge like that, it just gives you the confidence in all aspects of life to continue moving forward and just chipping away. So I know there's that goal, but we got other crazy running goals, and some of these guys, they want to go do some mountains, and they're into climbing some big peaks.
So climb Denali, Rainier, all that.
Yeah, there's some of us want to go. We're looking into doing Everest.
Well, you just did Whitney, right?
Yeah, Whitney was fun.
Yeah, Whitney's. I've done that one a couple times.
Classic.
That's good. That's a great one here in California. But
great challenge.
Yeah. The high peaks. Something about the mountains and doing that is super. I love that as well. And
the elevation and everything.
Yeah, we've been looking into some high peaks down in South America, Europe, Asia. Budgeting. Some of them are pretty expensive to do safely. So we've been looking into those. But the running challenges, the hiking challenges, are for me just those are super cool.
Yeah.
And the people I always describe it too when you're going through it with those kinds of people. And honestly, the two guys I'm running with, I don't really know them that well, but I know by the end of it, we'll probably be best friends. And you'll experience something that you might be closer than some of your friends you've known your whole life. You kind of go through and suffer with those people and come out on the other side.
Yeah, I feel like if you go through the trenches with somebody, that's kind of like a lifelong friendship.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. I think we got we're looking into some other things. I know they want to do a 200 miler, a 250 miler. So we'll see. Yeah.
Well, shoot. I think if you have any more questions, Kaiser, did you want to add anything else?
I want to see what these are made of.
Take a little shot, Ski. This is the Andy Squared podcast. This is Cole Mueller, our guest of the day. Andy Kaiser.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you guys for coming out and listening, and we look forward to the next one.
Awesome.
Thank you. Sweet, man. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
That was awesome.